What's up everybody? I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are having a great time, and whether you're watching this video right now or on a later date, I just want to say thank you and welcome, and thank you for joining me. Now, do you know that almost nearly everybody experiences limiting beliefs? You're not the only one struggling or having to experience negative beliefs. We all go through and we all experience these negative beliefs. But the thing is, they can either be empowering or they can be disempowering. You understand? So I decided on this video, in line with our event that is on 31st December, I decided, let me just shed some light on some 5 limiting beliefs that might be holding you back in the areas of you being yourself, in your, having healthy relationships, and in the topic around money. Okay? Now, just something small about myself. I have one rule when I'm making a presentation or when I'm sharing something with you guys. Don't believe a word that I say. Now, why do I say this? Because I can only speak from my own experience. And the fact is, my experience doesn't make it right or wrong. You understand? But it is my experience. The only thing I would ask of you in the next few minutes is to be open, to learn, to hear, and also to engage. By that I mean, if you have any questions, please let me know by commenting, okay? The other thing is just be open, okay? And then afterwards, go and apply it in your life and see what works for you. If you find something that works for you, well and good, keep it. If you find something that doesn't work for you, throw it away, okay? Because this is your experience, okay? Now, my name is Collinselevatesyou. I'm the founder of Collinselevatesyou Africa, and I'm the host of Collinselevatesyou. And this week, I decided to go live just to connect with you guys. Nancy Akech, my friend, I see you. Thanks so much for joining me. So I decided, John Lee, thank you so much. So I decided to go live to shed some light on this idea of limiting beliefs, because you're going to be going deep into this all notion of what is a belief, how are they formed, how do you overcome them, and it's going to be a deep session. You understand? So I decided, let me just shed some light on these 5 beliefs. Okay, so I made some notes here, and we're going to start with, first of all, what are beliefs? Beliefs are basically affirmations or things we tell ourselves time and time and time again, to an extent where we believe them and we live them, and at times they become our identity. Here's the thing, I have something called the belief ring. The thing is, you have your belief, you understand? What happens is, based on your belief, you have some judgments. Okay, you make some judgments. Because out of your judgment, you'll either act or you won't act. You understand? And then afterwards, what happens? You'll have to face the consequences, or you'll have to get the results. Now, these results will confirm your beliefs. You understand? So, for example, if you say to yourself, I'm not good when it comes to networking or meeting new people when I go for these networking events, that is a belief that you have. And you already made a judgment that you are not good. You understand? And the underlying thing behind that judgment is, maybe if I go and approach somebody, maybe if I go and say hi to somebody, I'm going to sound awkward, I won't have anything to say, and because of that, you don't act. Or at times, you'll act by leaving the seminar early. You don't have to meet anybody. You understand? And out of that, you'll get the results of maybe not having a good network base, not meeting new people, not making new connections because of your belief. You understand? And this is something you're going to talk more about. You're going to go deeper and deeper to actually help us understand it more, dig out these beliefs and see how they are affecting us in our lives. Okay? So, we're going to start with the first one. Beliefs about yourself. Now, let me just shout out Wendy Ann. Thanks so much for joining. Vic X, thank you so much, man. Now, we're going to talk about yourself, beliefs that are limiting you as a person. There are so many beliefs, limiting beliefs, I mean, but I'm just going to focus on two. Understand? I don't know what is limiting you, but let me just talk about these two for today. Now, the first one is, and this is a huge one, and I struggled with this for a long time, is I'm not good enough. Fill in the blanks. I'm not good enough to, I'm not good enough for, I'm not qualified enough for. You understand? That is a huge limiting belief. Huge limiting belief. When I was in primary school, I remember there was one time, man, I hear this story everywhere I go. I was like, this time around I'm going to be serious about this composition and I'm going to get a 20 out of 40. So I put in the work. I was working. I was like, the English, I was taking English like from everywhere. There before, no sooner did I than when, all these Englishes. I was like, I put them all together and I was like, what, I'm going to get at least a 25 out of 40. When the results came back, I had a 20 out of 40. I was like, I aimed for the stars. I landed on the moon. I'm like, I'm okay. So I'm celebrating. And then the teacher tells me that stop making noise and stop celebrating so much. I know everybody in your village is going to be celebrating and is going to be shouting today. But I just gave you that 20 out of 40, but I don't think you deserve it. I was like, if I was not a Christian, But the thing is, that lowered my self-esteem, and out of that experience, I had a belief in my mind. I was not good in English, I was not good in writing, and I can say out of that experience, I never took my languages very seriously. Like I only did them for the purpose of passing my exam. And at times, even when I talk, you can be like, Collins, these are English words, the way you've combined them, there's a problem. Let me tell you, it was because of that belief. I believed I wasn't good in English, I wouldn't perform very well in English. And you know why? Because of that limiting belief. And that is one source of our limiting beliefs. The people we looked up to, the people that we were around when we were growing up, these people have a huge impact because you see the world through their eyes. They tell you, do this, don't do this. And at times, they'll tell you something that ends up becoming a belief. For me, I grew believing that I wasn't good enough to even speak English or even to communicate in English. You understand? But through putting in the work and that is something that I'm going to share in our event next weekend, 31st August, mark that date, from 9 to 12. We're going to be talking about beliefs. We're going to go deep and we're going to help you overcome your limiting beliefs to live your best life. So, is that a limiting belief that you have? I'm not good enough. Ask yourself, is it true? And why? And where did you get it from? It has a source. You understand? Every smoke has a fire. You understand? So, where did it come from? That is one limiting belief that might be holding you back. Number 2, this is a huge one. Let me just confirm. Just to get it right. I will never live up to my parents' expectations. Rono Chonginio. Hey, my friend. Si uko na jina. Thanks so much for joining. This is a huge one, especially in our culture whereby, you grow up and the things you hear around you are things like you have to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, a lawyer, the president, an MP. And you grow up with the idea that for you to be accepted, for you to be a success in the eyes of your family or in the eyes of your parents, you have to live up to the expectation. But let me tell you one thing. That is limiting your success. That is limiting your potential and what you are actually brought to do on this planet. Most of us work so hard to please other people or to be accepted in the eyes of the society, and we end up diminishing our dreams and our goals. And that is a huge limiting belief. I don't know why, but for me, I was always like, I'm going to be me. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. Let me tell you, I even applied. My dad told me that, with the grade that I'd got after high school, which was a B minus, I could actually go to do, I don't know, nursing or things to do with being a doctor and all this. But in my mind, I was like, Sindano na mimi? No, we are not meeting. And then he was like, okay, you can be an accountant, you can go do BCom. And I remember I was like, okay, at least for once, my father was like proud of me. So I decided, you know what, let me go to Nairobi University and get that application letter. I actually got it, did everything. But I remember after getting the application letter, I was like, am I really doing this to please my dad? Or is it something that I really want to do? And I remember just tearing it up. And when I told my dad, I didn't get the application, yes, but I can start doing computers. And that is why I'm able to make these videos. That is why I'm a graphic designer. That is why I have some knowledge around IT, because I did something that I was a little bit passionate about, and it has really helped me up to this time. The work that I do each and every day is graphic design. Everything that you see that I'm posting, I've designed it on my own. You understand? Because I overcame that belief of having to, get acceptance from our parents or from our peers, I was able to live up to my potential. Now I'm proud and I can't blame them for that. Because here's the thing. If you're always working towards, living up to your parents' expectation, and inside you're not happy, you will blame them. So my friend, the best thing you can do for yourself is stop trying to live up to the expectations and just be true to yourself. Don't disrespect them, but be real with yourself. Because, we have to understand, there's some things I know right now that my parents didn't know, or they don't even maybe know up to this time. But what I understand is they were pushing me out of love. That is the belief that they had. They believed that if you went to university, you understand, and you got your degree and you are an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever, now that was, you are somebody in the society. You understand? So you have to understand that that was their belief. They just rubbed it off you. But with this information, which you're actually going to go deep into, okay, on the 31st of August, Apple Bazaar Plaza, 5th floor, American Spaces. You can even check my Facebook cover photo. It has all the details. We'll be going deep and deep and deep and deep till you get to the core reason why you have that belief, and then we'll work it out and see how you can change that belief and live up to your fullest potential. Sawa. Now that was beliefs around you. The next one, we're going to be talking about relationships. But first, let me big up Alex Olaba. I see you, my friend. Thanks so much for tuning in. Marcela Sotieno, that is my workmate at Square. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you at the event. Now, let us go to the next thing. The next thing is relationships. This is a huge one. And as you can see in the news, in the tabloids and everywhere, people are struggling when it comes to relationships. We have so many limiting beliefs. But I'm just going to let me talk about two. Now, there is this one. I will never find the right person. This was me, my friend. But I remember one day I talked to a guard where I used to work before, and I was like, how did you get your wife, man? How did you guys meet? How did you know that she was the right one? He told me one thing. Stop looking for that perfect person, that Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, and be the right person. And then you'll attract that kind of person to your life. So I stopped trying to look for the right person, and I decided to work on myself. Understand? I decided to be the best version of myself. All those qualities that I wanted on another person, I decided, you know what, let me have those qualities. Let me cultivate those qualities. And then, by the time the right person shows up, we'll just link up. You'll be able to identify. And through that process, one thing that I learned, and right now, by the way, I have a wife. We're creating our own. We are creating our own family, and we are good. Here's the thing: they'll never be perfect. That is one thing you have to understand. If you want to be in a relationship, they'll never be perfect. There are some things you'll have to compromise. And this thing we call kukatia, or courting a girl or a man, for me, what I believe is intentionally being interested in the other person, wanting to know what is their dream, what are their desires, what angers them, what are the struggles that they've gone through, what are some of their beliefs. And whether that is a very good thing if you go through this session. Once you're able to understand beliefs and how they work, if you're looking for that Mr. Right, first of all, you become the right person. But when you go on a date, you'll be able to open up, you'll be able to talk. Because the more you open up, the more you talk, the more they open up, the more they talk, you'll be able to understand their beliefs, where they come from. And then you can even tell yourself, okay, these are things that I can compromise, these are things we can work through, because you're not also perfect. Understand? You're not also perfect. Don't just think about what the other person is going to bring. Also think about what are you going to bring into that relationship. You understand? So if you want Mr. Right, my friend, be Mrs. Right. If you want Miss Right, be Mr. Right. Be the best version of yourself. You understand? And that's just another whole, another whole episode, which I think I'm going to make in the future. Okay, number 2. Oh man, this is a huge one. If I get close in a relationship, I'll be hurt. This was a huge one for me. And that is one of the main reasons I was never in a serious relationship. Because I was like, man, I'm afraid once I commit, she might break my heart. She might have to leave. These things that we tell ourselves, stories that we're telling ourselves in our mind. And I remember the thing that brought this idea into my mind, or this belief came into my mind, because, growing up, some of the families that I looked up to didn't last for long. Guys broke up, you understand? My parents go to a place where they had to separate. So I had that fear when it came to relationships. I was like, man, I don't want to go through that. Let me tell you a secret. There was a time I believed. I told myself that I'm not going to marry. I'm just going to be rich. I'm going to make a lot of money, and then I'm going to adopt. I'm not going to marry. Women are stressed. That was my belief. If I had not changed that belief, let me tell you, I would have been single and even miserable right now. I love my wife so much. She has me change. She has elevated me. She's made me grow. And there's something that she brings to the relationship, and me on the other side, I also bring something. And as we work together, we have our ups and downs, but because of that and overcoming these problems, we become strong. I made a video a few weeks ago, I think last month, talking about why problems are the source of happiness. Here's the thing: the more problems you solve in your relationship, the stronger you become. But the most problems you ignore, the more problems you ignore, and you keep on piling them up, it is a day they'll all burst, they'll fall, and you guys will be separated. That is a point, my friend. Woo! So don't let your problems pile. Sasa, don't let your problems pile. Talk about them right now. Sasa, now if you want, remember, if you want Mr. Right, be Mr. Right. There's no such thing that as I'll never find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. You have to become the right person. Okay? Now, the third thing. In fact, before you go to the third thing, again, I have an event where we're going to be talking about beliefs, and we're going to go deep into these conversations. You understand? Identifying your beliefs, mastering your beliefs, and being able to overcome these disempowering beliefs. So I encourage you to show up on that day. Saturday morning, Jen Nyagingo, I see you. That's my Kuzment. So I encourage you to show up on that day and come with a book and a pen, because you're going to go through this process in a deep way, in such a way that after that event, you'll have your own story. You'll have your own solution. I'm not just going to be talking and talking and talking. It's going to be engaging. You'll have to go deep into your soul to find that limiting belief, and you're going to do that through me. Okay? I'm going to be helping you, so worry not. Just show up. 9 to 12. Okay, don't watch Netflix. Come learn something and better your life. Sasawa. Now, let us go to the last thing. And this is a huge one. Money. Woo! Let me just ask you guys, if you're watching this video right now, or maybe you watch it later, can you just tell me one belief, one negative belief you have about money? Money is, you can fill in the blank. You understand? Money means to me. You can fill in that blank. If there's one that I had for the longest time, was money is the root of all evil. But let me tell you, that is not true. Money is just paper and coins. Money in itself is not evil. It is, in fact, in the Bible it is said, I think it's, let me just confirm, I think it's Timothy, 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. It clearly says that the love of money, the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money. You hear these people who kill other people for their money. People who want power so much that they kill others. You watch these things on news. People who even steal from people who deserve this money. People who go to the extent of conning other people. We've heard about scams all over. The love of money is what is evil. But money in itself is not evil. Now, money is like a girl, man. It's like a lady. If you treat her badly, she'll leave you. that is a fact. If you talk ill about money, my friend, it can't stay with you. You can't even attract it. Let me tell you one thing that I say each and every morning. I normally say to myself, money is constantly circulating in my life. And when it comes, I use it wisely and judicially through God's power and grace. Get that? You can even copy it, my friend. Money flows to me constantly and frequently. And when it shows up, I use it graciously and... Okay, I've forgotten the other part. Money flows to me constantly and frequently, and I use it wisely and judicially. You understand? This is something that you have to tell yourself. Okay, this is something that I tell myself just to change my beliefs, because I also struggled with the idea of money. But once I changed my mind around the topic of money, and I started saying such affirmations, money started coming to my life. Let me tell you one story before I close. Like 2 years ago, I lost a job. I was saving money with one of our insurance companies. So I was like, even if I lose my job, I'll have like 3 months of my, I'll get 3 months, my salary for 3 months. Understand? So I was secure. So even after I lost the job, I went to this insurance company. I was like, okay, so your agent told me if I lose my job, I'll be secure for 3 months. You guys will pay me a part of my salary. So in my mind, I was safe. You understand? I was saving it for a rainy day. Only to realize, man, there was nothing like that. This lady just told me that to make sure that I signed up and decided making those contributions each and every month. I was so pissed off. I remember leaving that place. I only had rent for 2 months. So I paid the rent. And the other money now just surviving, just for my survival. And during that time, I let limiting beliefs about money like crowd my head. I even got an opportunity after like 3 weeks, got another place, but I was paid like not even half of what I was getting. Like I think a quarter of what I was getting. Like I get the money, pay the rent, whatever that remains is my fare. It was that serious. But I remember I started getting back to this stuff. Started getting back to, self-development, this motivational stuff and what. And then I remembered, you know what, man, I'm struggling here about talking about or feeling sorry for myself how I don't have money while I have skills. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a graphic designer. I make videos. I can create content. I was like, you know what I'll do? First of all, I started affirming these things to myself. Money is constantly circulating in my life. Money is constantly circulating in my life. I am a money magnet. And the only way I attract money is by taking action. Is by going out and taking action, offering the best service possibly, and then I'm rewarded in form of money. I made a poster. Maybe one of you guys even saw that poster. It was a poster with all my services. I sent it everywhere. Now, here's the great thing about changing your beliefs. I changed my belief, took action, and you know what happened? I got a customer who led me to another customer, who led me to another customer. It was a school. They wanted stickers for, these buses, these yellow buses. They just come. So they wanted stickers, man. So I got one. So they gave me one, the logo. So I had to recreate it. I recreated it and then sent it. And I quoted for that one job, that one sticker. I didn't know that these guys wanted 30 of the same stickers. So I quoted for the one because I was like, okay, these things. If you buy one, it is more expensive when you buy in bulk. So that was my mentality. Oh, it is one, I'll do my best, but I quoted it. And then they came back and told me, okay, it is okay. Now we want 30 pieces. I think it was 35 pieces of the same. I made twice my salary in less than 2 weeks after changing my mindset, after changing and working on my belief. That is the power of changing our beliefs. So I encourage you, come on Saturday. Let us work on this belief so that you can live your best life. You can live an intentional, empowered life where you are self-aware. It is important to be self-aware, my friends. Don't just live on autopilot. You're just following what you see on the news, what people are saying, whatever you're reading on the newspaper, and that is clogging your mind and you're limiting yourself. You understand? Come to this event. Let us go deep into this conversation, and I promise you by the time you leave that event, if you are fully engaged, you'll be a different person. So, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching this video. And what I believe is, if you're watching this video, either if it's today or in a later date, you are serious about your growth. You're serious about your elevation. You're serious about going to the next level of your life. The only way you do that is by taking action. I encourage you again, take action and show up to that event. All the details are on my cover photo. I'm there looking so serious and all that. I'm there, and the details are on the side. So join me on that day, and let us talk about these beliefs. Let us grow. So if you have any questions, remember, you can DM or you can just leave them here on the comment section, and I'll get to them and I'll share with you the answers from my own experience. Okay. Another thing is, if there's a video or if there's something you want me to talk about, please let me know. So send me a DM, okay, or inbox me if you have my phone number, or even just leave it in the comment section, and we'll get to that. Things around mindset, things around motivation and inspiration, I'm your guy. So it's your boy Collinselevatesyou. Thanks so much again for tuning in. Till next Thursday, guys. Remember to love your life, live fully, and create a legacy. So peace. Bye bye.